Tuesday is Canada Day, a day to celebrate the inclusiveness and diversity of this country and rejoice in the cultural melting pot that makes this country one of the most peaceful, friendliest, and most welcoming nations in the world. I mean, who'd want to pick a fight with Canada, right? On July 1st, there will be a special performance that celebrates what it means to come to be Canadian, immigrate to this country, and be welcomed by its citizens. At 1 p.m. at the Princess Audio Stadium tailgate stage, and at 4 p.m. at the Lyric Theatre out at Assiniboine Park, the fabulous mariachi band Rio Rojo will be performing. This is a fully professional band that has recorded O Canada in English, French, and yes, Spanish. These performances are sure to be a lot of fun and a wonderful celebration of all things Canadian. And joining me here in the Classic 107 studio, I am joined by the band leader of Mariachi Rio Rojo, Jaime Chinchilla, and Lenz Aragon, who is the violinist with the group. Hello to you both. So great to have you here.
Thank you, Chris.
So Mariachi Rio Rojo, it's a brand new band. Can you talk about how the band got started? And also, can you talk about the first show that you did in Thunder Bay on Canada Day last year?
Of course, it's going to be about a year now, and time flies. We got together for that performance specifically. We got a request of a really well-known promoter over there for a mariachi band. And at the time, there wasn't one either in Thunder Bay or in Winnipeg, but we had been thinking about that for years. So I promised him we were going to try, but trying meant looking for all the elements, which are not easy to find. Coincidentally, we had some musicians that had just arrived in Winnipeg with a lot of mariachi experience, and one of them is Lenz Aragon, who is sitting here with me. And some others who had the same dream but never had, the initiative to start it or the instruments. And long story short, we were able to bring all the instruments and especially the suits that are really important from Mexico. And we started the mariachi, and we were able to successfully do our first concert in the city of Thunder Bay, Canada Day.
And since then, the shows have been, you've been doing shows, and the shows have been selling out. Lenz, how does it feel to perform for sold-out houses with this mariachi group?
Oh, I love. I've been playing mariachi since I'm in my teens. And being here in Canada, it feels, like I did not expect that for sure, to be in Canada and play mariachi. But just performing for the whole audience over here, I feel that the audience is very, very welcoming, very accepting, and open to this new kind of music for many. So,
I mean, the first thing most people think about when they think of mariachi is they think of Mexico, but there's a vibrant mariachi scene throughout Latin America. Jaime, you're from Costa Rica. Lenz, where are you from? And have you both been playing mariachi music like all your lives? Jaime, maybe I'll start with you.
For sure. Well, mariachi is one of those things that's a staple of a culture, pretty much like hockey is for Canadians, right? And so when you think about Mexico, mariachi is one of those things that everybody recognizes as Mexican. But recently, what's also recognized as a World Heritage by the UNESCO, the UN organization, everything, the suits, the instruments, the repertory. And we have a saying that any big city that claims to be a true city needs a mariachi band. So growing up in Costa Rica, I saw many mariachis. They have a plaza or a place where they gather together every weekend, and you can actually hire a mariachi on the street, take it home to your party, and then they'll go back to the plaza to do some more performances. So you really miss that when you move to another country. And yes, mariachi is something that most Latin American people grow up with.
And Lenz, how about you? Where are you from?
Yeah, I agree. When you hear mariachi, you immediately think of Mexico, obviously. But I'm originally from Venezuela. And the city that I'm from, which is a city no bigger than Winnipeg, we had about 10 different mariachis just in that city. I used to live very, very close to Colombia, so I'm also very close to that culture. And in Colombia, they love mariachi as well. So I grew up listening to Juan Gabriel, Rocío Dúrcal, Vicente Fernández, Pedros, todo, I was going to switch to Spanish there, sorry. So all of these amazing singers. So it's just part of our culture as well. Mm-hmm. And as Jaime said, we just adopted it as our own.
Mm-hmm. Before we get to the recording of O Canada that the band did, can you both talk about what it was like to come to Canada from Venezuela and from Costa Rica? And has your experience been similar to other Latin American people that you've met here in Winnipeg? Lens, maybe I'll start with you.
Yeah, before I moved to Canada, I actually stopped by Miami, which was a great little adaptation, I would say. I went from Venezuela to Miami to study. Mm-hmm. And actually, my background is in classical music, mm-hmm. so I did my bachelor there. Along with that, I kept playing mariachi music. And thanks to playing mariachi music, I got to play with many, many different artists there. And after that, I moved to Boca Raton, which is where I met my beautiful wife, which is Canadian. And that explains and put everything together. That's why I'm here. And then after that, we decided to move to Winnipeg, which is France. So.
Mm-hmm. And Jaime, what's your experience been like?
I would say very similar. I know that Canada welcomes a lot of people from around the world, and there are many different experiences. Mine was nothing but privileged. I would say good things from the beginning. Like any immigrant, you have to work really hard at the beginning, but we are here and we're celebrating Canada Day, and so it's for sure the nicest reward. And with that I mean I came as a student, pursuing my degree at Brandon University, and then I didn't look back. Although at the beginning I thought I was going to stay for only 2 years, going back to the tropics, but there is something here that keeps you here, and I think that's the people and the culture.
Mm-hmm. Mariachi Rio Rojo have recorded O Canada in English, French, and Spanish. Why did the band want to do this? And as I understand it, the recording is dropping today as we're recording this on the 26th, right? Why did the band want to do this project?
That's correct. And I think everything started with we got hired to play on Canada Day. And then the mariachi wanted to do something special for this country that is so welcoming and wants to give us so much. We want to give back also what we have. And then I immediately went online to search for maybe there was already a mariachi version of O Canada. I couldn't find anything. So we went ahead and made our own arrangement and recorded it. And why the 3 languages? Well, 2 of them are the official language of Canada. And the Spanish was very fitting since mariachi music is mostly in Spanish. Mm-hmm. And we felt that it was...
Mm. And apparently it was recorded in a very special place. Jaime, do you want to talk about that?
Yes. Well, we recorded the audio in the studio, and then we did a live version right at the legislature by the fountain. And there is a lot of feelings that come to your heart and your mind when you're playing there. You have Louis Ryle on one side, and you have the fountain and the legislature on the other side. Many of the reasons why we're here. Latin America is a beautiful region, but there's nothing like Canada when it comes to living in peace and living in harmony with everybody else, respecting each other's culture and all of that. So we thought that was the perfect place to make us feel that and bring that into the video that we're going to release with the audio.
Oh, fantastic. I find the O Canada project performed by a mariachi band somewhat compelling, given the situation between us and our neighbors south of the 49th parallel. Given this current climate, do you resonate with that as a band as well?
Of course, that's something that crossed our minds for sure. Can't help but watching and listening to news and reflecting on what Canada Day means regarding that. Many places in the world, and sometimes including our own home countries for immigrants that come to Canada, are not as lucky as Canada is. We are here in a peaceful country. We're here in a welcoming country. In some other countries, and that's why I say we watch the news and we listen to the news, and unfortunately sometimes that's not the case. To be who you are is not so welcome in different contexts, and so we also know that our values, and when I say our, I mean Canadian values, which one of them is multiculturalism and welcoming other people, has been challenged recently for different reasons. And we also were mindful of that when singing this. It reinforces the idea that we're welcome here, that other people are welcome here, that we can keep on practicing our culture, that we're trying really hard, and like any other countries, we have challenges, but we're trying really hard to reach that harmony, cultural, politically, economically, and for us, that's what Canada Day means as well. So we hope to put all of that into the singing and into the arrangement. And nothing better than the national anthem to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Is the band going to be performing? So there's the two performances at 1 and 4 out at the football stadium, and then out at the Lyric at Assiniboine Park. Is it going to be a full set, or are you just doing the anthem?
It's going to be a full set.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be a full set. So if you want to hear real traditional Mexican music, that's your day, and we hope to see you there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, mariachi is it's traditionally hard for all sorts of things: weddings, anniversaries, birthday parties, and this is special too because you don't have to do that. You know, we're getting really busy with lots of calls, especially during the summer. But this one day, it's free, and you can go and enjoy a full mariachi band at the stadium or at the Lyric Theater. And then maybe you like it, and then you give us a call.
Perfect. Do you want to just quickly give a shout out to the members of the band? Like who's in the horn section and who's playing guitars and all that kind of thing?
For sure. It is in itself a very multicultural mariachi. We have 2 trumpeters, Matthew Walden and Andrew Littleford. Mm-hmm. On the guitarrón, which is a staple of the mariachi, it's the bass. Grooving down there is Emiliano Flores. He's from El Salvador. We have Claire Tang and Lane Saragon on the violins. We also have Victor Bustamante on the guitar, and myself, Jaime Chinchilla.
It's a killer band, a great lineup. Where do you see Mariachi Rio Rojo in like 5 or 10 years? What do you hope will happen down the road, Lance?
Oh, our dreams are big. We always try to do everything as big as we can possibly do. We see it being performing all around, not only Winnipeg, but throughout all Canada, because there are not many mariachis in Canada. So we see us doing stuff like that for sure.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
We love to keep developing the band towards the highest standards of mariachi, and it is very, very competitive.
Yes.
And so sometimes we keep dreaming, and we talk about going to this international festival of mariachi, which happens in Mexico, right?
Mexico.
And, representing Winnipeg would be, a dream come true for that. And I think Winnipeg is slowly being recognized as a very musical city that has almost everything. Mariachi was missing. Now we have a mariachi. And so that's also our goal, like keep always representing Winnipeg, and so people can proudly say, we have everything, even a mariachi band. And not just any mariachi band, is one of the best. And that's how I see the band in a few years.
Perfect. It's been so great. We were talking off air. I was saying I went to school in Arizona, and I've heard some wonderful mariachi bands when I was going to school there. There is really nothing quite like the sound of a great mariachi band. It's really something special. I'm going to wrap up the conversation by asking what you both are looking forward to most about performing for another Canada Day, this time in Winnipeg. Lens, I'll start with you.
To me, it feels extra special. And the reason is that I already applied for my Canadian citizenship. So I'm in the way to be a full Canadian. So I've been preparing for my test. I've been learning a lot about the history of Canada. So I feel very, very Canadian at this moment. So to me, it's very special.
Jaime?
Well, I was the one recording, in the engineer's seat and mastering this recording. I can't wait to hear it live and seeing the reaction of people. I think we put a lot of heart and our minds into this project. Lanes is the main singer. He sings from his heart. And I'm learning now that he just applied to his citizenship, so I understand where that came from. And I can hear it on the recording. I know all of that is going to come out live. We when we sing it, I personally think about all the things this country has given me. And I know we're going to be able to hopefully connect with people and transmit that to them. So I'm looking forward to that connection.
Perfect. Jaime and Lenz, all the best on Canada Day.
Thank
Mariachi Rio Rojo's performance at 1 p.m. at the Princess Auto Stadium and 4 p.m. at the Lyric are going to be just terrific. Thanks so much for taking the time to sit down and talk to me today.
Thank you so much, Chris.
And I'll leave the interview with a performance of Mariachi Rio Rojo performing "O Canada."